Capricorn. So, of course, if you clicked on my face, you know we're doing a New Year's special. So this is gonna be a quick little 1-2 powwow to kind of see what we can expect for 2025. If you're new here, hi, my name is B. Where are my manners? If you're accustomed to being here, welcome back. This is going to be for Capricorn, Sun, Moon, Rising, and Venus, if Venus applies to you. Quick announcements. I am doing 2025 yearly overview readings that can be found on my website down below in the description box. If we balling on a budget, I do have Shop Pay because I know it's the holiday season. Speaking of that, happy holidays. I hope you guys are having a great holiday season. Happy early Merry Christmas. Tomorrow is New Year's Eve. Speaking of New Year things, January 7th, I am going back to teaching tarot classes. So that will be on Patreon if you're interested in that. If you just like tarot or want to learn it or blah, 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 you can definitely find my Patreon. Also down below in the description box, like, share, subscribe, and yeah, I haven't used any tarot in any of my videos so far, so I probably won't need to, but I have my tarot deck over here on the side just in case if I got to grab it. I have been using all oracle decks, so I'm going to proceed to do so. We're going to use 2 oracle decks, and then we'll do the purposeful career deck for money and career to see what we need to know, and we will wrap this shit up. All right, so happy season to y'all. Also, it is the 23rd, so happy Capricorn season. Hopefully y'all are having a great time, okay, standing on y'all head. I know I definitely thoroughly enjoyed Sagittarius season. I enjoyed my birthday. So yeah, I'm really just shifting my focus back to 2025 and everything that I want to achieve for next year. So hopefully y'all are doing both simultaneously the way I expect for y'all to be doing, because y'all are Capricorns. So I imagine y'all are enjoying y'all season while also focusing on what's important, focusing on the bag, focusing on the responsibilities and everything else. The money especially, because I don't know a single Capricorn that don't motherfucking like money. So if y'all ain't thinking about shit else, I know you think about that. All right, let's get a couple of oracle cards for Capricorn. What can they expect in 2025? What's the overall theme? What's the overall energy? I will say all of these have been rather interesting so far. I will definitely say that. Give 2 or 3 more cards. 1, 2, 3. Thanks. Bottom of the deck energy we have is power, so this is really, really good. I know that y'all had a real rough go of it this year with Saturn going retrograde in Pisces. I know Pluto kind of was shifting back and forth between Capricorn and Aquarius. So I know y'all have been having a real rough go of it. I have quite a few Capricorn placements in my life personally, so I've kind of been getting some of the energy. For some of my Capricorn peoples though, they've been doing real good. Like I know my homeboy is a Capricorn moon, and I think he's also having his Saturn return because he's a Saturn in Pisces, and I think he's been doing pretty good. I mean, from what I've seen so far, you know what I'm saying, we don't always like constantly keep in contact with. I think my boy's had a pretty cool year this year, but I know in other instances for other folks it hasn't been so good. Like I know a couple of my friends who really been going through it. One of my friends like got a divorce this year. A couple of other things. So I know it's been a little crazy for y'all, right? So for the card that we do have waterfall. We have starting over. We have turtle. We have coffin. Excuse me. We have news. And we have yin and yang. Again, bottom of the deck card, we have power. So I do feel like, of course, despite how the year has went, I feel like 2025 will be a year of you kind of reconnecting with your power, okay? Reconnecting with your inner strength, your inner confidence, right? Your self-expression might even, increase. Bottom of the deck, I saw the communication card kind of peeking out too. Even in this card, the very last thing, the second to last thing says self-expression. But up under that, we have the communication card. So I do feel like for some of you, you might kind of really be focused on bettering your communication also. You might kind of feel a little more comfortable talking about certain things, or maybe being vulnerable with people, or maybe just your own inner dialogue to yourself, right? But we also have waterfall and starting over. The waterfall card is simply about emotions, cherishing your emotions, love, passion, creativity, giving from the heart. This specifically says overflowing emotions, but this says starting over. You have the start over and you have the coffin card. Actually, both of these are kind of sticking out to me right now. So for some of you, and I'm kind of jumping around, but I mean, when you read tarot, you can kind of do whatever works for you intuitively. So if I'm jumping around, I feel like with starting over and coffin, 2025 also might be a big year of you kind of feeling like, okay, this has to go so this can kind of start, right? This coffin card is also kind of giving me a little bit of residual 2024 energy. So for some of you, you still could maybe be grieving some things from 2024. I think we have a Capricorn new moon coming on December 30th. So that might be one last little powwow, a little zinger zapper for y'all. You know what I'm saying? To really kind of kick you in the hyperdrive to kind of, shift some things for you. Okay? If you are still grieving, take your time. Okay? Let's start there. Of course, you're going to take your time anyway. You're ruled by Saturn. You kind of don't really have a choice, right? But that kind of is given. Just be patient with yourself. You have two cards of patience. Be patient with your process. Be patient with yourself in 2025. Okay? Things are not going to be like how they were in 2024. I know you might even be listening to me like, bitch, please. Okay? Whatever. Y'all say that every year. Okay? And every year, us Capricorn placements have something going on. But this is definitely giving, you're starting over. Okay? There's some new energy coming in. So this 2025, I feel like will just simply feel like a redo. The starting over card says rebuilding after a hard phase. Let's just pause that. Rebuilding after a hard phase. That's hard enough in itself, right? To have to rebuild. That requires a lot of what? Power and strength in itself. Setting new boundaries and creating new foundations. Changing. Rebranding. New cycles. Lifestyle changes. Self-improvement. Finding yourself and starting from scratch. So this 2025, and I feel like especially with the astrological energy that I'm aware of with, I think Saturn isn't retrograde no more. I think it's stationed direct. I don't really know when it'll be out of like the shadow period. And then Pluto has now finally officially shifted into Aquarius. So it's given, I don't know, all of this is kind of already given 2025 should or will and should feel like a clean slate. Who do you want to be? How do you want to show up? Who do you want to show up as? What do you want in your 2025? Right? Really give from the heart. Really make sure that this is about whatever this is. Like I said, even in this card, overflowing emotions, creativity, happiness, passion, new love, giving from the heart. Right? So what do you want? This gives me, what do you want? And make sure that it's from the heart. Don't think about what you want as opposed to what everybody else want. Don't think about what you want as opposed to what will make other folk happy. What makes you happy? Who are you? What new energy do you want to push into 2025? And what do you need to leave in 2024? Some of it might still trickle over into 2025, and that's fine. Just like I said, be patient with your process. It might feel slow, but it's steady and it's consistent. If y'all are nothing else, Capricorn, you're steady and you're consistent. So regardless of if it take you a little longer than you're hoping, expecting, a little longer than everybody else, it's still gonna get done. But there's an end of a cycle that's ending, so a new one can start in 2025. Coming down here to my last two cards over here, you have news and you have yin and yang. So I do feel like, again, in 2025, it feels like it'll be a little bit better for you. It feels like not only will you begin getting some good news, but you'll start to feel like things are kind of flowing into your life, right? You have waterfall, but then in this turtle card, it says going with the flow. Waterfall, overflowing of emotions. I feel like things are kind of just going to start flowing for you a little better. You don't got to do much but just kind of flow with it, right? I do feel like you'll feel a little bit more balanced in your life. I do feel like you'll start kind of reconnecting some scales. If you haven't really been feeling super whole with just within yourself, you'll begin to feel like that. I do feel like, again, for some of you, you might even meet somebody. I kind of got that for Virgo too a little bit. Even for this gives divine union. So for some of you, you might end 2025 in a connection, right? You might get some new news. You might fall in love. You might finally end the cycle and begin a new one, right? That's why I said I know a homeboy who was married for 5 years. This year he got a divorce. you know, who knows? I think he's a Capricorn Venus. Who knows what'll kind of happen? You know what I'm saying? I know a homeboy who, like I said, Capricorn Moon. I know last year when we was hanging out, things were a little rough and tough for him. You know, especially like in the beginning of Saturn kind of shifting into Pisces. But as of this year, I don't know if he would agree, but I would think that this was a really good year for him. He kind of moved up in his job position and he got his own place now. And, he's really kind of coming into his own. And I can see that. I was talking to him the other day about that. And I was like, when I first, we first started hanging out, he was still a little more like kid-like. He's a Sagittarius, still a little more jovial, but I see a little more bit of a somber. I don't know if somber is a word. I don't know what word I'm looking for, but it's like a little more serious, like a little more mature, like a little more down to earth, a little kind of more grounded. He's still jovial, he's still silly, he's still childlike and whimsical and just silly and goofy, but I can see a different side of him coming out now. And I think I was telling him too, like, oh yeah, I forgot you had a Saturn return, So, and I think he's been getting some good stuff. I think he's been in like a movie this year and stuff. Like, things have been getting really good. So if you haven't kind of been feeling that energy, Capricorn, that I'm talking about, expect to feel that in 2025. Especially if for some of you, this wasn't a year of elevation as much as it was like a year of trials and tribulations. You know what I'm saying? Expect for things to kind of smooth over. It might just be slow. But be patient with yourself and be confident in yourself. You're going through things that are meant to kind of shake you to take your power back or to remember your power in your own life. Give me something for this starting over card. What are they starting over with in 2025? What's the start over? Rose-colored glasses. So for some of you, it might be relationship-wise. Really kind of seeing people for who they are. Yeah. A new you. Yeah. So you're starting over in a whole new sense of self. You're starting over in a whole new sense of self. And you're starting to see things clearly in 2025. My team fell out. So for some of you, you might even have been kind of going through instances where it might be friend related. My team. So for some of you, you might have found out this year that the people you thought had your back really don't. Right? And you've been having on rose-colored glasses. You thought that your partner was really your partner when actually your partner been plotting on you. Right? For some of you, you thought that your lover was your lover the whole time. You sleeping with your enemy. You don't even know that your boyfriend, your girlfriend jealous of you. You don't even know your best friend jealous of you. You don't even know your closest partner, your closest person, your family is jealous of you. And for others of you, it's less about other folks and more about just seeing things clearly in general. Right? It's less about how you see other people. Like, oh, okay, well, I didn't know my best friend was a snake or this person was jealous of me. It's really more so about simply showing up as yourself and seeing things for what they are. Understanding that, oh, it's not that this is impossible. I just have to do the thing and believe in myself, right? It's not that I can't achieve something. It's not that, oh, there are blockages in my way. For some of you, this is, again, taking the rose-colored glasses off to say, oh, wait, I've been blocking my goddamn self in 2025, right? I'm not blocked by nothing. It's not that they blocking me or this blocking me. It's not that, oh, the job won't let me. No, you kind of standing in your own way. What piece of you was holding yourself back because you've been fearful? And how can we release that cycle to bring in something new? What lifestyle changes do you need to have? New ways of thinking, new ways of expressing, right? Self-improvement. You have 2 cards of self-improvement, right? So this is about self. This is about mainly how you see yourself. Sometimes y'all can be so negative and so pessimistic, right? As much as I love y'all can be so negative and so pessimistic. Maybe that's the optimism as a Sagittarius in me. But it's like not everything is so negative sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Y'all can be so, what if I fall? And it's like, but what if you fly? You know what I'm saying? And now in 2025, you're kind of shifting that. thinking that, shifting that way of thinking, shifting that kind of thought pattern, right? You're having a lot of self-realizations where you're like, wait, okay, I'm seeing myself a little clearer now. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't need 1,000 people to back behind me to let me know that I'm doing good. I'm doing damn good. Right? I don't need a whole bunch of followers to tell me that my post is awesome for me to know my post is awesome. I know my post is awesome. These people might not know it, but I know it. Right? And for some of you, it was about your support system. For others of you, the more you push into a new sense of self, you'll find more of a support system and more people who love you because you're showing up as your most authentic self, which will give you more power. Give me this yin and yang card. Yeah, for some of you who are in twin flame situations, 2025 is a great year to actually be in union. Okay, you might meet a twin flame. You might end up in union, right? So, of course, it just depends on what side of this you fall on. Give me one more card for this yin and yang energy for... Not Virgo, it's Capricorn. Did I say Virgo? Capricorn. By the book, though. Okay? Given that there's a scale here, there's a yin and yang in this card, I feel like balance is going to be very important for those of you who are in twin flame situations. So you might meet a twin flame if you're already in one and you watching this and you like, yeah, but whatever, separation or whatever, I feel like divine union can be had. But for, again, it's going to be very important balance and doing things by the book, okay? For those of you who are already in twin flame situations as a divine feminine myself, hear me and hear me clearly, Capricorn placements, when I say this. You need to make sure that you're sticking to the book and stick to the code that you made. For instance, if y'all go into separation and then you learn all of these lessons and all of this stuff and then you're like, fuck it, I'm going to focus on my business, focus on what makes me happy, focus on actually becoming a closer version of myself, releasing these cycles, focusing on my progress for my own self. You can reconnect with this person and come back in the union all you want to. You're going to go back into separation if you don't stick to the motherfucking code. If you know you focusing on yourself, focusing on your emotions, focusing on your business, focusing on your money, closing out these cycles, focusing on your progress, becoming a new sense of yourself, don't get back with this motherfucker and then all of that shit you throw the goddamn rule book out the window. Like Fairly Odd Parents, you know they had that big ass rule book? The rules, yeah. Don't throw that motherfucker out the window because you done reconnected with this person, because you're gonna go right back into separation. Stick to the code. Whatever your moral values was, whatever your standards was, whatever current path you was on when you didn't meet them, stay on that motherfucker. This is the same message for if you don't have a twin flame and you watching this same shit. Don't get with them and then you holler off for a reading and then you come back to somebody and you like, oh, so-and-so told me that they were my twin flame. Oh my God. And then now you forgot about the business, the money, the homework, school. You wanted to get into modeling. You wanted to start making body butters. Bitch, stay focused. Stay on the current path that you on. Because that's important. That matters. Okay? So this incoming information, for some of you in 2025, you might actually reconnect with somebody. Okay? They might be really reserved. If you haven't met them, they might be a Capricorn. If you're cross-watching, they might be a Capricorn like you. But regardless, though, make sure that you are actually focused on what it is that you're doing, so the union can happen. You fuck up your union when you start hyper-focusing on the union. And then that's when you put these rose-colored glasses back on. Give me a couple of more oracle cards for 2025. What time is it? 7:11. You have Goddess of the Moon. Okay, so your intuition is going to be very, very important. Using your intuition is going to be very, very important in 2025. Door to personal happiness and healing. That's exactly similar to what I just said with this waterfall card. So again, healing, happiness, some self-realization, some self-improvements, shifting your focus. All of that is going to be very, very important. Okay, it's going to be very, very beneficial to your healing, to making sure that you are happy. Now I said in that waterfall card, happiness was one of the key words. What does this say? Door to personal happiness and healing. Okay, so you are in charge of your own happiness in 2025, Capricorn. It ain't nobody else's fault. Look what just came out with that. Healer of Ages. Now you have 2 cards of healing. You are in charge of your own healing. You are in charge of your own happiness. So in 2025, if you look around, and you realize, I'm not happy, I'm depressed, I'm down in the dumps, I'm feeling pessimistic, I'm da 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 da, fill in the blank with a bunch of adjectives here. You have nobody but yourself but to blame for that. And you have to sit with not only some self realizations, but you have to understand what changes and self improvements need to be had in order to achieve that happiness. And it might require a certain level of healing and a certain level of grieving, because of certain ways of thinking that you got to grieve, certain ways of being you got to grieve, certain people in your life that's not making you happy you got to grieve. And you got to grieve the cycle of whatever this is, whether it's a pessimistic thinking cycle, maybe you kind of subconsciously putting yourself in situations where you're not happy. Like, for instance, and I'm gonna try to keep this little story time brief. I know somebody who, again, is Capricorn moon, that really went through a lot this year. But one thing I never understood was that they kind of kept putting themselves in a lot of situations, and then would complain about the same situations they put themselves in. Like, if you already know you're struggling with living with said person, why would you tack on somebody else to come stay with you? And in your mind, you're like, oh, well, because I wanted to let them see firsthand that, like, I'm really struggling and having a hard time. But they also not helping you. So now you done added another motherfucker to your plate to take care of, when you was already struggling with the initial motherfucker you was taking care of. You added the second person you was taking care of, and now you just taking care of people. Does this make sense to you? So again, make sure you really think about that. Are you putting yourself in any situations that's making you feel unhappy? Are you adding other folks' responsibilities to your plate? Does that make you happy? Are you obliging to what other people want, even though it don't make you happy? Are you putting yourself last? All type of family obligations. This says my team, right? Support system, loyalty, family, friends, followers, the people you love. Are the people you love also making you unhappy? That is a great question. And especially because I know so many of you who feel like your family is your responsibility. Your friends, your lovers, your spouse is your responsibility. It's not your responsibility to carry everybody and everything on their back. I wish I could goddamn put that shit in a syringe and, like, just inject that shit in y'all brain or shoot that shit in your veins so you can start getting it in your bloodstream. That people who are grown motherfuckers need to be grown motherfuckers. You can't keep letting these people put on you. But see, for some of you, again, to start over is your own family, your own friends, the people you love. Because yeah, you love them, but see, they're draining you. And that's a cycle that you gotta stop. I don't give a damn who it is. Mama, daddy, cousin, sister, brother, uncle, auntie. You are not responsible for these grown motherfuckers. They got to start thinking for themselves. That's gonna be how you heal. And you're gonna keep having motherfuckers reflect that to you all 2025. Give me one more card so we can go ahead and shift over to money. The sun, yeah. Yeah. Y'all have had a really hard go of it. Y'all have always had a really hard go of it. Life has rarely ever been easy for y'all. Trust me. I understand. I know enough of y'all. But at the end of the day, you also gotta understand that there's still a level of this that you're carrying. It's still your own baggage. There's still a level of this you're not really seeing. There's gonna be a lot of epiphanies that you have in 2025 about what's contributing to whatever make you feel unhappy, whatever making you feel emotionally constipated. If you feel like, okay, I do have emotions. It says Capricorn, right? And I'm kind of ready to goddamn figure that shit out so I can start putting it in the world. But who around you is making you feel like that's not a safe space and you're not safe enough to do that? Where did that come from? Who in your life never held space for you? If you could be ready to start over and have all of this new love and passion and all of this stuff, and you got to start over, but where you starting from? Who you cutting and who you scrapping? That's the real question. Because if it's family, you can want to start over and rebuild and have this new sense of self. But until you're ready to put the motherfucking work in, until you can take these rose colored glasses off and saying, okay, I'm blocking myself. My partner is what's blocking me. My mother is what's blocking me. My family is what's blocking me. My friends is what's blocking me. Despite how much I love them. And I support them. That way you can have a new beginning. But see, your discernment is what's going to help you. You have 2 cards of happiness and healing. Pay attention and use your intuition on who you need to cut, what you need to cut. Be very, very, very attentive to that. Pay attention to the signs, because the signs and the synchronicities will always be there. You will get divine communication, and divine confirmation. But you also got to take heed to it. We can tell you till we blue in the face. Your divine team can see you all type of dreams and messages and signs and synchronicities, and you can go, "Oh my God, 222 333. That's so cute. Click for the gram. That's cute." But until you actually do something about it, all of this shit is just all of what it is. So what are you willing to do about it? That's a real question. That's the real tea. You can tweet, type all types of synchronicities. Oh, I saw a butterfly today. That's cute. But then what does that mean to you, and how are you applying it to your life? What does that mean for your healing? Give me some cards for Capricorn placements 2025. What do we have for money? Okay. What do we have for money? Give me 2 more cards. Bottom of the deck, we have clever. Working smart gets you... We just gonna rewind. Okay. Working smart gets you... Did I just do the same thing? Working smart gets the work done. Focus on the basics to get better solutions. Sometimes you just need to keep it simple. Okay? So don't overthink your money strategies, how you're making money, where your money come from. Consider the KISS method. The KISS method. Keep it simple, stupid when it comes to your career and your finances. Work smart, not hard. Okay? So that could be in account to anything. Using social media immediately comes to mind. So whatever it is that you're doing in your career field or when it comes to your money, social media is guaranteed the quickest way to get your shit out there. It don't take nothing but a click and a retweet or a repost, add to the story, and everything is everything. Okay? Security. It says, you are financially secure and abundant. Continue to grow to maintain stability in your career and finances. Multiple streams of income are recommended. So 2025, this would be a great time to really think about what else you want to do. One stream of income ain't enough. Okay? Which, I mean, shit, y'all are fucking Capricorn placements. One stream of income is never enough. Y'all already know that. Okay? But really think about multiple streams of income. And I feel like for y'all, as Capricorn placements, it's never... think about having multiple. I feel like for y'all is really think about what you want to do as your multiple streams of income, and do you really like it? Because again, if I know the archetype of y'all well enough, if the money right, give a fuck if you like the job, you're showing up. Cause the pay is good, right? You like, shit, I don't like these motherfuckers, I ain't gotta talk to them, just sign my check on Friday and that's it. I don't come here to make y'all be friends with y'all. I don't care, but make sure you're thinking about what it is you're doing. It feels twice as good to get paid well and to like what you're doing. Work smarter, not harder. So that way your work don't really feel like work. You go home, you go to work, and you like, shit, I'm parlaying. I like my coworkers. We be kicking shit. We be, laughing or whatever, and blah blah blah, and creating TikToks. Like, make sure you really think about that. Because of course you want to grow in your stability, you want to grow in your career, but you don't want money so much to where now your job is draining you, annoying you, stressing you. You got all types of responsibilities and shit, and you can't even just focus on yourself because your work is tugging on you. Make sure you be very mindful of the streams of income that you have. And for those of you where there might be a 5% where it's just like, okay, I work my job, really consider getting a second job. Even if you like, bitch, I work in corporate, I make 6 figures. Or whatever, cool. You might like working at the floral shop, not because you need the money, but because you like flowers. And it's still a stream of income, but then you're doing what you love. Even if money ain't a problem. Unsteady. Things might get wobbly in your cash flow or business. Abrupt changes in decision making are affecting your finances. So again, be very careful about that. Abrupt changes, okay? You don't want to just quit your job, but you also don't want to get fired, right? Anything can happen, especially Trump for president. Child, we don't know what these next couple of years finna give, girl. I'm scared, bitch. Okay, look, keep a rainy day fund is what that gave, because things might get a little shaky in 2025 for you. Or if you have a business, let's say you run a business, things might be a little shaky this year. Like, for instance, I know I do tarot. Some years I do real good. Bitch, better than I could have imagined. And some years I don't really do that well. Some months I do great financially, and some months I don't too much make nothing. So just make sure you keep a rainy day fund. I feel like that also goes back to card number one with making sure that you keep multiple streams of income. So that way, if you fuck around and feel like, girl, they tried me, I'm about to quit, you already got a backup plan. And just in case if they get on some funny dunny style, because you know how corporate America is, you know how these people is when you on their job, honey, and you working for other folks, they'll treat you like a number, they'll fire you on the spot. And then you left with just like, well, bitch, I'm supposed to pay rent. Like, I got rent due in 3 days. Like, I'm still short some. I was kind of hoping to finish working these, right? So just make sure you keep that in your mind. Goddess card, it says your angels and spirit guides have your back. They are doing the work in the background to make a way for your opportunities to come. Stay optimistic. Did I not just say that? That's why I said, because y'all could be real pessimistic. Y'all could be very, what if I fail? But what if you fly? What if you fly? And that's why I said, and I just wish as a Sagittarius, because we're just such an opposite type. Capricorn, especially like Mercury's and stuff, can be very pessimistic in the thought process. And as a Sagittarius sun and Mercury, I can be very optimistic. The glass is always half full for me. It's never half empty, right? But I wish I could just rub y'all hand and give y'all a little bit of that, because it's like, damn, sometimes shit really do work out even when you have no idea how this shit gonna work out. Bitch, I don't know how to fuck up. I don't know how I'm gonna get my rent paid, bitch. I just know it's gonna get paid, bitch. Okay, I know God gonna figure out something, you know. So make sure you just stay optimistic. It don't always look like things gonna work out. I think that's also a part of the rose-colored glasses card, right? You don't always see how things can work out for you. But when you kind of have rose-colored glasses on, it'll start to feel like, oh, nothing's going well. My life is crashing down on me. Bitch, what's the goddamn, what was the chicken movie? It was like, the sky is falling. The sky is falling. No, it's not. The sky is not falling. Everything is going to be okay. But it's like you don't see that. So maybe that's a part of, again, what needs to, the cycle that needs to end. The glass is not half empty. The sky is not falling. You not gonna fall. You actually gonna fly. You don't even see you got wings on your back. I'm telling you, you gonna fly. I'm looking at the wings on your back. And you telling me you don't really know about if you can fly or not. Last card we do have is healing. It says your finances are healing quickly. Continue to do what's best, and you will soon see great results. You have gained the energy that you need. So yeah, I feel like your finances might be a little topsy-turvy in 2025. But I do feel like as long as you actually staying positive and understanding that, you know, your divine team got you, even when things feel a little shaky, even when shit feel a little steady, everything's gonna be fine. Just make sure you keep you a rainy day fund, keep you some money in a tuck in the savings, keep you multiple streams of income. It still might kind of feel a little turbulent, but you're gonna come out fine. Your finances are going to be fine. I even would say that your job and career is gonna be fine. Just making sure that you're not overworking yourself. I know Virgo kind of got that same message too. Making sure that you're not overwhelmed with work and that you're not overworking yourself. Okay, work smarter, not harder. One thing that I've even personally have started doing is setting myself up for the next day. So like on Monday, I know I like to do Monday mantras. I like to do cards of the day. I like to do a couple of things, but I'll work smarter, not harder. So instead of piling all of that into my Monday, I've learned to just divide it into my Sunday. So when I get off on Sunday, I'll come home, do a little bit. Then it'll take a little bit of the load off on Monday. I can do a little bit on Tuesday. It'll take the load off on Wednesday. Really start thinking about that. If you made it this far to my video, I thank you so much. My name is B, just in case if you forgot from the previous video. Again, check down below in the description box if you need anything from me. If you want to book a 2025 reading, that is also possible. If you want to join our Patreon, so that way we can, you know, start tarot classes in case if you want to make sure that you are present and you get yours, okay? That is also perfectly fine too. All right. Like, share, subscribe. Leave me some comments if this resonated. Happy holidays. Merry Christmas to y'all. Again, happy birthday to y'all again. And yeah. And until next time, in case if you don't see me before January, Happy New Year. All right. So I'm out. See you beautiful people later. And until next time.